Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
But when partisanship itself becomes a group identity, dividing us into mutually unintelligible blocks with incompatible realities, then the stakes of every election are existential, and it becomes hard to live in the same country without killing each other. I wondered, drawing that into conversation with this idea of these quote unquote identity approaches to theology, like there's a kind of a point he's trying to make, which is he's saying this division into these identity groups is irrational and ultimately leads us into incomprehensible communities where it's like, you don't understand me and I don't understand you, and we're living in like alternate universes. Do you think that that's true? I mean, he's critiquing, I guess, the idea of these identity groups and the idea of identifying oneself that way. I don't know.
Okay, before she jumps in, I'm gonna jump in. Though I understand we put ourselves in these groups, you don't have to participate in those groups. You can say, no, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to strive to understand. This guy goes to Black symposiums at conferences and feminist theology workshops. So he's clearly has no problem doing that. And that's what you do. But see, we've allowed them to group us together in a way that makes it, as he's saying, which I do think he's right, that makes it untenable and we're not able to coalesce and live around each other. Let's finish up and see what she has to say.
What's your reaction to that? That's a big ball of wax right there. I know.
I think we have to be careful with that, because when we think about Jesus, Jesus is both God and man, right? And he assumed a body because according to Athanasius, what is not assumed is not redeemed, right? And so,
gorgeous quote.
Our
on
bodies,
the incarnation, what a source!
Yeah, our bodies and our souls matter, and so I think, and sometimes when people start to go, well, these identity politics, and these things are illogical, and our identities, and I'm like, okay, are we Gnostics? I mean, like, are we trying to say that our bodies just don't matter at all? No, it matters. We're embodied souls. It's okay. And I think that matters, right? And so, and I think we have to reclaim that. I think that's a good thing. Even right now, Jesus is embodied right now, as a brown-skinned Palestinian Jewish man. Like, that's his identity. Like, so I was like, let's not, we don't have a faith in Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like, no, this is embodied being.
The rationality could float away.
All right, so what are we saying here?
It sounds like you're saying the rationality, no body identity, it could just float away.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's a weird thing. So, and I'm not saying that it's our bodies and everything is ultimate, but it's not nothing.
It's not nothing, and it's part of it. Well, we believe. In the creed, we proclaim, I believe in the resurrection of the body, which means it's not going away. Like that's proper theology. Body, exactly.
Right, but we don't elevate our bodies, and I don't think I don't think our glorified bodies are going to be as hamstrung. I don't think I don't think it's going to be like what we envision it to be. There's a ghetto in heaven, there's suburbs in heaven, there's Black folk, there's Hispanics. I don't think that's going to be like that. I don't think it is. I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong. But I don't think that you can make that argument from scripture, though. But I digress. She's making some claims I really think we need to flesh out a little bit more. Let's let her go, Jason.
So I was like, no. Like, I think sometimes we can go a little too far with it. The thing about race is that it's not rooted in anything in biology.
Right.
It's made up for the point of stratifying
whiteness, blackness, these big labels
to stratify, to keep us, apart, to make sure some got more than others, right? So it is meant to put a wedge, between one another. But then on the other hand, in this quote, I mean, okay, every person of color is not a race scholar. It's not, it's not. This is not their, their specialty, and their area of expertise. And sometimes can be.
What does that mean?
Unbeknownst to them, are not always aware of even the ways in which race maps onto their lives, right? And some people can actually really believe in the bootstrap theology, of if I just work harder, if I just put in more hours, I will get to whatever their just say a financial goal is, but not necessarily knowing like, well, but you're actually making less than your white counterpart. You're actually making less than your Asian counterpart. Let's interrogate that. What if it has something to do with your work ethic and everything to do with the way in which, the wages, are stratified for you simply because you are Black or brown, so anyway, so that person may not know, what I'm saying,